con nuestra compañera de CGTN, Shui, CGTN. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Well,
Hola.
Chinese stock markets are following Wall Street downward trend. What do you think, Shu, has weighted on investors' confidence, and which sectors and stocks have been the main drivers?
Yeah, so today on November 14th, China's three major stock indices opened lower and declined throughout the day. And with the Shanghai Composite Index falling below the 4,000 point mark, and declines were seen mainly in the storage chip sector and also technology sector, while precious metals also dropped, with Hunan silver among the biggest losers, and the controlled nuclear fusion concept weakened as well. So market analysis points to concerns over global supply-demand imbalances in storage chips as the reason for the sector's collective decline. And despite surging demand for storage hardware from remained strong throughout the day, innovative medicines also showed active performance, and the special customs operations of Hainan Free Trade Port set for next month is expected to unleash multiple policy benefits. So this is the reason for the market confidence. And the number of zero tariff commodities will significantly increase, also covering about 74% of product categories and benefiting key industries like medicines, high-end food processing. And so the expanded scope of eligible entities has boosted market confidence.
Recent macroeconomic data points to an economic slowdown in China, especially in industrial production, retail sales. What factors do you think explain this decline, and perhaps a major holiday?
Actually, I do not believe that the recent macroeconomic data shows a downward trend, because today the National Bureau of Statistics of China released the national economic data for October, indicating continuous growth in industrial production, with equipment manufacturing, high-tech manufacturing demonstrating strong performance. So in October, the last month, the value added of industrial enterprises above the designated size increased by 4.9% on a yearly basis and 0.17% on a monthly basis. And the value added of high-tech manufacturing grew by 7.2%. Additionally, the National Service Industry Production Index rose by 4.6% on a yearly basis in October. In terms of consumption, the total retail sales of consumer goods in October up 2.9% on a yearly basis. And notably, retail sales in sectors such as cultural and recreational services, communication and information services, tourism consulting, and leasing services, and transportation services saw relatively rapid growth. And also last month, the National Consumer Price Index, the CPI, increased by 0.2% on a yearly basis, compared to a decline of 0.3% in the previous month. So overall, the national economy maintained generally stable performance in October in China, with continued growth in new drivers of development. And however, it is important to note that there are numerous external uncertainties and instabilities, alongside the pressures from domestic structural adjustments, posing many challenges to stable economic operations. So we look forward to seeing China actively promote the implementation and effectiveness of macroeconomic policies to sustain the progress.
Despite today's session, the stock market's weekly performance is positive. Do you think the market is confident that People's Bank of China will maintain the expansionary monetary policy to support the economy?
Yeah, so for this week, China's Asia market generally exhibited a fluctuating upward trend, with multiple securities firms maintaining an optimistic outlook on market prospects. And the central bank's report on China monetary policy execution for the third quarter of 2025 and this Tuesday has played an important role in boosting market confidence in China. And the report calls for implementing an appropriately accommodative monetary policy and positions promoting a reasonable recovery in price levels as a core consideration, setting the tone for the capital market in the fourth quarter. And this marks the first time that the China's central bank has advocated the promoting a reasonable recovery in price levels to a key consideration in monetary policy within its report. And also throughout the first 3 quarters of this year, the CPI remained persistently low, constraining corporate profits and household consumption willingness. So in response, the central bank plans to comprehensively utilize tools such as open market operations, medium-term lending facilities, the MLF, and the relending and rediscounting to maintaining reasonably ample liquidity. And the central bank also has reintroduced the concept of cross-cycle adjustment, signaling that policies will place greater emphasis on optimizing the medium to long-term economic structure. And also authoritative sources reveal that regarding future policy direction, China's central bank continues to emphasize balancing 4 key relationships: the short-term and long-term policies, stabilizing growth versus preventing risks, internal and external factors, and supporting the economy and maintaining the health of the banking system. So at the same time, given the numerous external uncertainties and insufficient domestic demand, our next step in implementing an appropriately accommodative monetary policy will focus on ensuring policy implementation, fully unleashing the effects of the measures. Back to you.
Shuyi, CGTN, thank you for coming to Negocios TV. 谢谢.
Thank you. Adios.